All right, Politics of Fear, the cartoon here. Let's look at the questions. What location is depicted in the picture? In order to answer this question, you need to recognize who these people are, and hopefully you do. This is only 10 years or so ago. It's a magazine cover of this magazine called The New Yorker, and uh, that's Obama. You should all know what he looks like, I hope. And that's his wife, Michelle, Barack and Michelle. So, where does the president hang out? In the U.S. Embassy in Paris, France? Not really. The Green Zone in Afghanistan, that's like a heavily fortified military bunker. That's not what this looks like here. The White House, yeah, that's where the president is. Or his childhood home, there's really no evidence of that. And also, if you know anything about Obama, he wasn't poor, I don't think, but he certainly wasn't super rich and fancy. And this definitely looks like a super rich, fancy house because it is. It's the White House, very rich and very fancy. Next question. What is the cartoon criticizing? The war on terror, the Obamas, right-wing political commentators, and freedom of speech. This is a tricky question because it sort of does look like it's criticizing the Obamas. Just look at his face. He's looking out of the corner of his eye, all shifty like. He's doing some sort of fist bump here with his wife, who has a giant machine gun strapped to her back in camouflage pants. He's dressed like he's some sort of Middle Easterner. He's got a picture on the wall of someone who is presumably some kind of terrorist figurehead dude. And then what do we see here? We see they're heating their house by burning American flags. So it seems like Obama's a shifty jerk here, but it isn't. And there's a couple of clues why the answer is not the Obamas. The first one is that it's just so over the top. It's like the fact that they're burning an American flag here and they have a giant gold frame around a picture of a terrorist. And, I don't know if you've ever seen Obama, but he wears pretty sharp suits and not the dress of a Middle Eastern dude. I think they really played up Michelle's hair here into sort of an afro that we can talk more about later. But the other thing that might give it away is that this is from a magazine cover, the New Yorker magazine. And if you know anything about, even if you don't know about the magazine itself, you might have, New Yorkers are sort of famously elitist, and they're liberal. New York is a liberal place, especially New York City, where this magazine is from. So this isn't making the point that Obama is a secret terrorist. It's making fun of people who believe that, the sort of people who think that Obama is not an American. Our current president, Donald Trump, used to say that he was not born in this country, or people who think that he's a Muslim because his middle name is Hussein. So of all of these things, that's the sense I'm getting here. It's not a criticism of the war on terror. It's not a criticism of the Obamas. It is a criticism of right-wing political commentators, people who it basically, it's not freedom of speech. That wouldn't make any sense. But it's like anyone who believes this is true, you're an idiot. It's a political satire is what the term for this is. All right, so 2 or 3 things you notice about the graphic. One, it's very over the top. It's not realistic at all. 2, I notice the date here. This is just before Obama was elected to his first term. This is in July. The election was in November of 2008. So this is still candidate Obama before he's president. And this is, again, sort of highlights, if you elect him, then he's going to be a secret Muslim in the White House. That's what this is making fun of. Other things I notice about the graphic, I don't know. I just like the details that like he's wearing sandals. And this room is, if you notice this in the White House, this is the Oval Office. It has no corners. Kind of a nice random detail. Describe the main idea. The main idea is that conspiracy theory loving conservative Obama hating people are idiots. I think is basically the main idea here. It's that they're just fools. That they think. I mean, this suggests kind of like a Black Power 1970s thing, and people who have that impression of Michelle, even in 2008, when she was nothing more than like a healthcare executive, rather than a secret military Black Power soldier, are foolish. Two conclusions you can draw from the cartoon. That one, it's a very politically divided time when this was produced. The name of the picture is The Politics of Fear, which is another clue that could help you solve some of these answers. But that there are people on the right who really, really had crazy, I want to say, prejudices against Obama, and that there was a big divide between those people and those Obama supporters. And another conclusion, I don't know. That seems like about the only conclusion I could draw. Maybe you could draw a better one than I could. This is Obama. Remember, goes on to win months after this, so the conspiracy theorists did not prevail in 2008. Oh, have times have changed. Okay, that's it for this one.